Director of Marketing Technology here at McColly Companies. And hello! My gosh, I was nervous last week when there were 200 people I thought were coming. Today we have nearly 300. Yay! That's the majority. It is the majority. So if it fades, you know what? We'll just get Tracy up here. She loves public speaking. You know, this is a fantastic turnout because I don't know how many of you were with us back in 2012. The last time we got together like this was at the Holiday Star Plaza. And at that time we were transferring from Delta Media Group, who was our website provider then, to Real Estate Digital. And today we're transferring from Real Estate Digital to MoxiWorks and Union Street Media. Now I think it's kind of apropos that back in 2012, Holiday Star Plaza was actually where we met because, as you all know, there's no more Holiday Star Plaza. So we had to adapt, right? We had to find a new venue. They're kind of like technology, right? So as much as technology changes, we have to learn to adapt. So to give you a little bit of background information on how we got here today, back in March, Ron McColly had hired a consultant named Travis Saxton from T360. And he came in and met with myself, Rhonda, Ron McColly, Tracy, Nathan, and Matt Redunson. And for literally 8 hours in the corporate office conference room, we went over line by line for all the marketing technology platforms that we invest in our agents and evaluated if they still made sense. So on the bright side, half of them fit. So zip funds, SkyScope, testimonial tree, those all made sense. But there were some areas that were identified, and we did have to make a change. So one of those was Real Estate Digital. Well, back in 2012, they were cutting edge. They simply were not meeting our expectations. For that reason, we decided to make a change there. In addition to that, Panda, while it was fantastic when we had the 90s, it really hasn't kept up with the mobile optimization, the search engine optimization that we need today. Because our primary concern is to make sure that our agents get the most leads possible. So, in doing so, we're pulling out a brand new platform. So what's going to happen is, as of October 8th, we're ending our relationship, our partnership with Real Estate Digital. Real Estate Digital actually handled the McColly.com broker website and all of your individual agent websites. Union Street Media will be handling the broker website for McColly.com, and MoxiWorks will actually be handling your agent websites. They'll also be handling your CRM. Currently, your CRM is in McCollyNet. So that's why, for that reason, I've been sending out the email saying, okay, you have to export your contacts, McCollyNet CRM, and import it, which we're going to go over how that works. In addition to that, today we're talking about Engage. Engage is going to be your new CRM and e-marketing platform. You'll see that it's much more robust than what you have right now with Panda. Panda will be going away in December. So I did pass out a few sheets in front of you because I know you're not going to remember a lot of what I'm talking about today. And I know you, so I took some notes for you on your behalf. We're also rolling out something called Buy-Side. And Buy-Side is actually a new technology that will be integrated with the broker websites and your individual agent websites. So what it has is a home evaluator, or what's my homework, that actually generates more seller leads for our agents. In addition, when a seller, consumer goes to your website, fills out their home address, they'll actually get its ABM, so it'll pull up a range of 3 different CMAs or pricing trends for their home. And of course, it's not accurate, so it gives them a reason to prompt them to call the local agents because you are an expert. Along that, once they fill that out, there's actually going to be a heat map showing that potential seller where buyers are actually looking to buy homes. in all of our market area, and we're in over 150 markets. So again, we're trying to generate more leads for our agents. As of October 21st, we'll be getting an all-new agent-branded real estate property search app. So right now we're Smarter Agent. Obviously, we've had our challenges with Smarter Agent, where the listings were not updated as they should have in a timely manner, or before listing come over. That's going away. And HomeSpotter will be taking over for that October 21st. You will have a dashboard so that you can see everything when people come in and request showings through your app now, or any information. The other beauty of that app is that it will sync with Engage. So what we're talking about here today is everything will be synergy. Everything will flow together. Now I mentioned earlier that real estate digital is going away, and as part of that, McCollyNet will be going away. My job is to make your job as easy as possible with putting technology in layman terms as much as possible. So McColly Connect is actually going to be the new portal for everything. So number one, it's going to be the hub for everything that was on McCollyNet. You will find on McColly Connect as of October 8th, so a week from today. What I have in front of you is a sample of what that will look like. So it's based on the same framework as far as the left-hand navigation as was on McCollyNet. You're familiar with McColly Connect because you see the lead minute, the McColly events, calendar, so forth. Agent to agent, you're probably already familiar with. That's not going to change. That's where your broker open houses are, your coming to markets, announcements, the property lead, and so forth are there already. For those of you who aren't real familiar with Connect, we've had this for over a year now, and this is the way that we've actually communicated internally with all of our agents and staff. So anything you post with an agent to agent, so let's say I'm in coming to market Indiana, and I click on that, what we call a room here. If I click the plus sign here, I make a post, and that post automatically goes out to all 500 agents in room time. So no more updating your email addresses with everyone's address. Everything is actually live right here. And the agents get email notification as well as a text message notification. Now I know some agents are like, there's too many notifications behind them. So you can actually correct that under your profile. There's a notifications button here. As you'll see, the default is, let me close this window. I shut off my email notifications, but the email notifications and the push or text message notifications by default are on. So if you only want the email notifications, just shut off the push notifications. So that's how you can actually manage that a little bit better. Moving on, I'm going to close out the agent to agent. MoxiWorks, I think you're familiar with now. How many have used or tried to use Moxie%? If I show of hands. Do you like it? Yeah? Fantastic. The point of that is that, again, everything within MoxiWorks works within each other. So any contacts you have within Engage or Present, or what we'll talk about Promote as well, everything, you don't have to input contacts in multiple places. They're all in there with a single input. So Engage, you'll see we're talking about that today. So we did turn on that link for you now. So just as you have been for Present since June, the other beauty about McColly Connect is as of October 8th, it'll be single sign-up. So no more remembering multiple login credentials for zip forms, for testimonial shoot, for showing time, for all those millions of dashboards we have, right? Not really millions, but she does it. So yeah, get a good clap. It's a good thing. Watch me take it back. So just as you've done now, when you click on Present, it will automatically log you into Present. I might stop for a minute there, but it's coming up. So as you can see, it rolls up automatically. So as of next week, the same thing will happen on any of the items that you see under the SSO portal. So as I mentioned, I kind of described buy-side a little bit. On the October 29th company meeting at Innsbruck, we're actually going to have buy-side representatives fly in and do a very similar presentation as we are today, showing you how that lead aggregator works with your new agent websites. So please make it a point to attend that if you can. I did pass out a flyer for that incidentally. Continuity programs. That's our Just Sold postcard program that automatically goes out to all of our agents. For any closings you have, residential homes, $75,000 and above. But if you wanted to, you can actually order just listed postcards or come in market postcards. Right now it's a little clunky because the fact you have to remember what that unique login credential is. It's kind of a pain. As of next week, again, you just click on the customer of the program, she'll automatically be logged into the dashboard. Home Spotter, as I said, will have its own dashboard. That's for your new real estate app. Leading RE, you're familiar with that already. That's the access portal for leading real estate companies of the world. Moxie promotes this new thing. I believe Kirk and Tommy talked about today. It's a new offering, actually. So there's many people who will come up to me all the time and ask, I want to do Facebook advertising, and can I put ads on Instagram? Well, now we will be able to do that through Moxie Promote. It's actually a wizard that will take you through step-by-step how to do that, so it's a beautiful thing. Sky's the limit, again, that will single sign-on, so once you click on that, that'll log you right into your dashboard. Showing time, I'm currently in the process of getting that to be single sign-on, so that will be working hopefully by next Tuesday as well. Testimonial tree, your dashboard, as you're familiar. Incidentally, when we go to the new agent websites on October 8th, any testimonials you have on an existing agent website will pull over to a new agent website. I want to make clear that for the past 6 months, Lionel and I have been doing all the heavy lifting for migrating your systems over to the website. So, your photos, your MLS IDs, your contact information, all that has already been pulled over into the new roster, so you literally don't have to do anything but those 2 things that I asked. So the only thing that I ask that you do, number 1, log into Connect. If you've never logged into Connect before, please do it now, because as I said, that will be the hub. So there's 2 ways to log into Connect. When the new website goes live next week, there will be the agents only link that you're familiar with now. That will click, when you click on that, it'll automatically log you into Connect. Or you could go to the iStore, Apple Store, or Google Play app and download the free McColly Connect app for free, and that will log you in as well. There is a prerequisite, and I want to clear this up because it has been a bit of confusion for some agents. So let's talk about that McColly email address thing, okay? I want you to think of that as basically it's just a login credential to get in Connect. I'm not saying you have to use that email address. It would be easier, it would be safer, but I understand some of you have your own branded email addresses, and I respect that. If you want to forward your emails through it, so you have some of the safety walls through the McColly email, that's fine too, but in either case, at least to get into McColly Connect, because of the single sign-on, it's actually a Homeland Security requirement that enterprises have to have a sound email system that is SSL3 compliant, which is geeky talk for highly secure. So again, the default when you log into MoxiWorks, yes, your display email will say your McColly.com email address, but you can easily change that display name, and I'll show you that now, because many people have asked me that. So again, if I'm going to present, you're going to see in the top right your profile here, under my account. Tell me, okay with this? Okay, cool. Just thinking about it. You're going to see a dashboard that looks like this. By default, it'll say personal info. There's a middle loop that says contact info. Am I going too fast, or am I doing okay? Okay. Right here, there's a display email. The default, as I said, is your @McColly.com email address, but if you click the pencil, which is the edit tool, you could go ahead and highlight and change that display email address. So anything for your present, CMAs, or any type of collateral or e-marketing that goes out through Engage will have whatever display email that you put in that field. Okay? And of course, make sure you save. Click the save button when you're done. Okay? Any questions? We're doing okay? Okay. Back to the SSO portal. Agent tools. I made a new room for everyone called company discussion. One of the agents had requested, what if I just wanted to put out there something general like, what's the latest phone that people are buying, smartphone, and it doesn't really fit into the coming to market or any of those rooms. We made an all-company discussion at your house, so if you want to post things like that, you can do that. I would prefer you not put garage sales on there. It's okay.
What's wrong?
Really don't put garage sales on there. The do not call list. The file downloads, which you're familiar with now. Oh, incidentally, if you've never been in Connect or the new rooms, it actually has these little pop-up windows that will walk you through each stage. It's kind of a tutorial throughout Connect. Magnets USA, people ask about that, the real estate glossary, just other resources for you. Under the Education tab you'll see next week, Access will log you in automatically for Institute 2.0, which is the leading RE training volume. Coach's Corner, this is a way for our mentors to communicate. This is actually what we've been using for the test group who's been helping me test the new platforms. We've been communicating through there. How-to guides that you're familiar with are there. The online CE portal, the SkySlope Agent How-to Guide, and then the YouTube channel. So for those of you who aren't familiar, we actually have a YouTube channel, 2 YouTube channels. One is our McColly Agent Training Tools. And when you click on that, you're automatically going to be signed into our McColly Agents Staff Training Tools. So as you can see here, there's videos available on the various new products that we have to offer to you. So these are accessible 24/7. I know there's some agents who, they maybe still have full-time jobs, or you're busy out on listings during the day and you just want to get some training at night. This is a great opportunity for you to do that. And then the same for the McColly company meetings. Lionel actually videotapes each of those meetings that we have, each of the speakers, so Ron's minute, or when Debbie gets up there with her team, recognizing outbound referrals, we record those snippets, and they all can be found here as well. Request forms. Even the request forms will be found here now. So before we used to call it the commercial sign request, I would always get emails or phone calls like, it's not a commercial sign, it's just a large lot, can I still use that? Yes. So we just changed it to 4x4, 4x8. We're trying to keep it simple, as Ron McColly would say. So when you go to any of these forms, it works the same way as any type of discussion. You would just click the plus sign, and the form will pop up. So you just, 4x4 sign, variable, whatever, up, down, repair, large sign, 4x4, 4x8, 2x3, because in Hobart you can't have 4x4 signs. So it's the same format as what we have on existing forms. So again, I didn't want to change things. I wanted to keep things very familiar for you so it's easy to navigate. Okay. Community title, you can find the title order forms here. Everything I try to put right at your fingertips right here. Marketing items, people will ask for custom items for maybe brochures or things of that sort. Look at that there. Marketing request form. We didn't have a marketing request form before, so if you wanted arrow signs, CarMax, things like that, that's all here now, as well as the sign right order form. Office maintenance work orders, there's if the lights are out or something on the administrative status here, so that would be helpful for people there. And then the tech support request. Steve Panofsky is actually here in the back of the room with us today. Steve, can you wave your hand for me, please? Thank you. He has been fantastic with helping me with people connect with Connect. He will be staying after the meeting as well, so if you need help with any of that, he's available to you. And then finally, the yard arm request is what you're familiar with. Jeff Hutchinson, again, if you click on the plus sign, yard arm request, urgency, Northern High, branding, McColly Real Estate, McColly Roosevelt, whatever the branding. So again, there's breadcrumbs that take you through step by step. And same thing with those. So you send in your yard arm request, and Jeff Hutchinson knows within 48 hours he has to actually turn in that request. And when he completes that request, he sends you an email confirmation. Okay? So, yes, no. This is my test account. So the individual, that's a good question. Julian Kagor asked, where are the individual offices? So you will still see the individual offices. So if you just wanted to talk to agents within your own office, those will still be there for Crown Point, Demont, and so forth. You're having a pop-up, you have a local office meeting, you want to communicate that, you could do that. Incidentally, on that topic, Jory McToole from our Crown Point office, she's been fantastic because she's been doing, I forgot my notes. She's been doing training at the Crown Point office on MoxiWorks. And tomorrow there's a training session at 10:30, is that right, Jory? 11:30? 11:30. And then Thursday at 6 o'clock. And everyone is invited. Okay? Might want to call and give her a heads up in case she needs to bear her milk. Other than that, one final thing I did want to talk about the McColly email address. So I said there's two things you have to do. One, log into McColly Connect, and second, export your contacts out of the McCollyNet CRM and into your McColly email contacts. The reason why I say that is because of the fact McColly email contacts sync with Engage. So anytime you add a new person to your McColly email contacts, it'll automatically update within Engage. Now, if you don't feel comfortable with that, you don't have to. But once you're engaged, you will have to manually add those contacts on. So the choice is yours. Again, I'm just here to make your life easier, so whatever you want me to do. At that, were there any other questions before I throw it out? Yes, Lizzie. Mm-hmm. Yes, because, no, that's a good, yes. So Roseanne had mentioned that when she exported her contacts on new Panda, some of you had imported the Ganier list into your new Panda so you could send out the broker open houses, right? So remember, when you export your contacts on new Panda, it's grabbing all those contacts. And then unless you open that list and kind of scrub it or delete the contacts you don't want, it's going to upload all those contacts into your McColly contacts as well. Well, it was communicated, but we have mentors and we have people to help through that, so that can be managed. This is Chris. He's going to pitch on mic. Yes, Asa. It has to be the McColly because that's how MoxiWorks is synced with the McColly emails because of the SSL security protocol. Yes. Yes. That's correct. And actually, Kirk and Tom are going to come up and talk about more of the details of the contact importing and exporting. Okay? One more. Edie, and then I think someone else raised their hand. Okay. That's a great question. Number one, please don't use Internet Explorer. Internet Internet Explorer was stopped being supported about 2 years ago. So please use Chrome or Safari or Firefox. But to answer your question, you put McColly.converse with a K, .com. Okay? Julie? Yeah, we're going to have to pass the mic. Julie had a question. I'll repeat her question. McCollyNet. You do have to reset up the property searches again, and that's why you have a week to do that, and that's again something Tom will go over. Okay? Oh, on the app. Yes. 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 No. I thought you were asking about a property search. So what Julia's question is, when a new app comes on board, do I have to delete my old app and upload the new one? If you're on an Android, it automatically updates. If you're on an iPhone, they just have to go back to the App Store and update the app. Again, we try to make it as easy as possible.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a question, we're going to ask you to please come down the main aisle, and we're going to have the microphone set up right here on the main aisle. We can form a line. A lot easier that way everyone can hear.
Thank you. Valerie. Right. McColly Connect, what I just showed you today, will go live next Tuesday, October 8th. Everything goes live on Tuesday, October 8th. Okay, I want to keep this moving. Okay, so I'm going to introduce to you Tom Shipley and Kirk Bighouse. And yes, his name is Bighouse from MoxiWorks.